Hey folks, this is Shatz. Hope you're virus free and welcome to Monday morning's lesson. Today we're starting polygons, and if you take a look at our first page here, we have a triangle. It's got three sides. I'll talk about diagonals in a second. And we know that the interior angle sum is 180. The exterior angle sum always adds up to 360. The inside angle will be 60 and 120, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Here in this picture, this is a regular equilateral triangle, and notice that this inside angle, let me just grab it here, that inside angle right there is 60. And the exterior would be 120, this outside angle. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in the next lesson. So a four-sided figure is not a square or rectangle, but a quadrilateral. And let me fix that. There you go. Notice it has just one diagonal. There's two triangles, so twice 180 would give us 360. Again, all outside angles, exterior angles, are 360. And the inside would be 90 when it's regular, and the outside would be 90. We go down here to the Pentagon, and I'll draw these diagonals in for you. There's one diagonal there. And there's your second diagonal. Now I can't go straight down to this side right there, or else it would actually be the edge. So we have the definition on the next page coming up. Notice there are three triangles here, and that total, 3 times 180, would give us 540. The inside angle, and we're going to show you how to get these two answers later on. So if you look at the rest of this chart here, and I'll just get rid of it. Hexagons are 6 sides. Heptagon is 7 sides. I think a septa down in Philadelphia, but it begins with an H. So a 7-sided figure is called a heptagon. 900 total degrees all the way on the inside. That's 5 triangles times 180 would give us 900. I rounded these two answers. Octagon is 8. If you know any Spanish, ocho is 8. And again, there would be 2 less sides, 2 less for triangles, 6. So I want you to compare this column here and this column here. 9-sided figures are called nonagon, and 10-sided figures are called decagons. And by the way, 9, look at this column, 9 minus 2 is 7. So if we had an entagon, n sides, the number of triangles is always 2 less. How do we get this pink answer? N minus 2 times 180. Notice the exterior sum is always 360. And let me just pull this down just a tad. Now, I don't like using this formula because it's kind of complicated and it's just a lot more work. So what I like doing is I like finding the exterior angle, just one, and then take the supplement, and that'll give me this answer, this column here. So that's what I do. You'll see more about that later. We look at page 2 here. Let me just quickly go back, make sure I didn't skip anything. Okay, we're good. We go to page 2 here. And notice it says to cross out which ones are not polygons. Well, let me bring my little answer key in here. This one looks good, all sides. This one's got a curved side, so it's not a polygon. This is A-OK. This guy here, it's not closed. Right down here, you can see it's not closed. And because these cross each other, that's also not a polygon. A diagonal, as I said before, it is a segment that goes to the corner, goes from one corner to another, but it's not, can't be an edge. So if we look back at this page here, you can see these two. So there's 2. 5 minus 3 would give us a 2. So that's how you would get the number of diagonals. Always take 3 away. Okay. Convex and concave. I'll show you this with this example down here. So this guy's convex. If I would put a rubber band around this, that rubber band would just hug the whole edge. Same thing here. This is convex. Now, one question I have for you is if I put a rubber band around here, it's going to go down here like this, and then it's going to cut across. And do you guys see this empty space in here? Well, this is concave, and maybe, you've heard of the old saying, bears go into a cave, and there's empty space in there, so this guy's concave. That's the only difference between concave and convex. There's empty space right in here. I'd like you to fill out the chart names. You can look back at the previous page. Equilateral. Some of you probably already know what that means. All sides congruent. We also have equiangular, and that means that all the angles are congruent. And if you have both of those, then it's called regular. In the figure, if it's called regular, then we would have congruent sides and also congruent angles. Down here, obviously this is equilateral, equiangular, all the angles are congruent here, and this is both. It's a regular 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pentagon. It's got 5 sides. All the sides are equal, all the angles are congruent, and therefore it is a regular pentagon. Number 12, I didn't give you the name of that. That's a dodecagon. And if it has anything over that, we usually just say it has n sides. So that's an entagon. So I'm going to have you work on page 2. You can fill in this column, answer these questions at the bottom, and also page 3. I will have a quiz for you. And that's all we have for today, folks. Thanks a lot.